Hello, my name is Blaudzun and you are listening to K103.
You played at quite rainy Brovalla Festival today.
Yeah, but we played in a tent, so it was okay.
Oh, how did it go?
I think it went well. Actually, it's our first gig ever in Sweden.
Okay.
So, and the tent was really crowded, so it went well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You released your new album this year as well. That topped some charts, yeah. What can you tell me about it? What has the response been from the fans so far?
So far, well, it's been out I think it's just been out in Sweden for just 1 week now.
Mm-hmm.
But in the rest of Europe, I think it's released in March, I guess, or Feb. I think it was March.
Mm-hmm.
And people really love it, so people come to the shows a lot, and venues are crowded. People play it on the radio, so it's always good.
Mm.
It's a good sign.
What do you think is the biggest change for you since the beginning of your career?
I think the biggest change is that the first time I put a record out was 2008, and then when I did shows, it was like in Holland and a few shows in Belgium, and now I play like in the whole of Europe.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the biggest change. And when you compare it like to 6 years ago, my band is getting bigger and bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I started off with like 4 guys on stage, sometimes 2, but most of the time 4. And now today we played with, was me and 7 other musicians, so it's getting bigger and bigger on stage and off stage. Yeah.
What's the most notable change for you as a singer-songwriter in the industry? And for you, what's the biggest change? Going from playing in bands to...
Well, I started when I was a little bit younger. I played lots of different projects and bands, but there's always a thing with bands, like you have to be on the same page. Everyone has to be on the same page, and it tends to be like a democracy most of the time, and that's not my kind of... I don't feel like I'm really free if I have to listen to other opinions and just go in a direction that I don't like. So that's the reason I stopped working with all those bands and projects and started my own project, so I could be in charge. That's the main reason.
Where does the name Blaudzun come from, and what does it mean to you?
Well, Blaudzun, actually, I just love the sound of it, and I came across the name when I was. I'm a big cycling lover, and I love to see the cycling, the big races and stuff, like the Tour de France and stuff. And I came across the name Blaudzun when I was just browsing the net for some really old results from the 70s. And Blaudzun is like a very unknown Danish writer.
Oh.
But it's not like a tribute or anything to him or his racing, but I just love the sound of the word Blaudzun. I don't know what it means, but I just love it, and I kept it as my stage name since like 2007, I guess.
I guess it would mean blood sun, perhaps?
Maybe. Some people told me that it has something to do with Bluetooth.
Okay.
The famous like was like a king from the old times.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe, who knows? Who could tell?
How would you describe your audience, your perfect audience at the show?
Perfect audience?
Yeah.
Well, I really love an audience that come to a show not just to listen. Of course, it's great when people come to listen to your music, but it's also fun when people come to have a party. And I think the best audiences are when there's a mix of people. People come to listen, people come to party, people come to have a good time. Maybe people come to a show to just hang out, have a beer, but still enjoy the music. It's not just one typical kind of person that I love to meet at shows. it's the mix of good audience.
What do you have planned for the coming year after this show?
I think, well, because my record just came out, the new one, Promises of No Man's Land, is just got out in Scandinavia as well, in Sweden. So I hope to be back this fall. I know there's a concert planned in Stockholm, so I think the next year will be lots of playing, because festivals still book us and venues still want us. So, and of course I write a lot of music on tour. I love to write and to get new ideas. So in the meanwhile, I'm still working on some new songs as well. But it's most of the time, I think next year and also this year we'll be playing festivals and clubs.
Do you prefer to write your music on tour or off tour?
It's good to get new ideas on tour, but to really write them and really explore some more to a song. It's nice to be not on tour, but to get new ideas and the first ideas of new songs on tour. So it helps me to get new ideas.
Are most of the albums written on tour? Or?
No, I don't think so. Maybe the last two, because after my previous record, Heavy Flowers, things got a little bit bigger and we did a lot of more shows. So there was no time to get off and to create a space in the schedule to really work on these songs. So I need to fix that really. But when you're on tour, you get a lot of ideas. Well, and it's only hard to like really record them and produce them and think about it, the arrangements. That is something that I love to do when I'm not on tour.